Okay, we're recording.
You take out a camera right after you take out a camera.
You know what? That's not true. When she was little, she didn't do that.
She did it for me.
Well, she didn't do it for me. She did this thing.
The scalp. The scalp. It was just pictures of her.
I know, but it was the lower lip that kind of go.
I have pictures of
And the brow would do
before and
this.
after. No joke. Before and after, Cindy used to have me calm her down. She goes, would you just make this kid stop crying? So I pull out a camera. So we were full-blown tears. I said, pull out the camera, Christina. And then I didn't even have to say smile. She just lit up. She's like, all better.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And at the park at Big Sur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got several of those. And
Well, we have the pictures too. You can see them just like.
Well, wait. We need to save that story for the
There's
video.
one, I remember one where I'm like wearing a
Okay,
outfit,
sorry, honey. We
and
have
I'm
to
just like,
fix the bacon.
Remember the pose.
Yeah. Just don't plant yourself there yet,
Every
okay? Because
time.
I have to do babies.
Having some
And this
fit.
is not
And I just
working.
pulled a camera and she was all smart.
And the video's
okay,
running
well,
right
I'm
now.
going to do it with my phone as well,
Fine.
in case that thing, because that thing has not been the picture of reliability at times.
You're gonna have to edit the crap out of that.
It's rolling right now.
Yeah.
So Gael and
Angelina.
Angelina.
Yeah, I think they're in the bathroom.
And Mom's
There's
gonna
Kyle.
have
Okay.
to. Mom's gonna
And
have
then Angelina's in the bathroom.
Mom,
Grandma.
you're gonna have to turn sideways, otherwise we're gonna see the back of your head the whole time.
Let me move over here.
You want to sit over there, Becca?
There.
That's better.
Now you're flanked by two beautiful women, Kurt. It's okay, so am I.
Okay. So, 1, 2, 3,
Actually,
4,
yeah,
5, 6,
3.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think that's everybody, right? Except for Angelina.
Yeah.
She can stand because she's late.
We got a
Chair
chair.
over there for her.
Okay, what am I doing? I'm going to be videoing each
You
person.
you can sit over here across from Christina. Get over there.
All right.
All right.
And Angelina.
Okay. Angelina, get up here.
Angelina's gonna stand over there by the garlic.
Oh, by the garlic.
she's not gonna
She's
sit
in the bathroom just changing.
Okay, we're all here.
We should do like a practice.
Practice.
No, I mean just to see if like we can.
Just
Because
gotta
if
get
we
the
do the whole
audio.
thing and we can't
I'm gonna
hear
have
anything,
that
it's
one.
not gonna. We're gonna.
Well, it's rolling right now. We might as well see if
Is
it's
it
been
rolling?
working.
Yeah.
No.
Go.
Check, check.
1, 2. 1, 2.
we should like talk at our normal.
So I'll go get my
okay.
computer and we can put the card in my computer and you can listen to it on my computer so you can see what it's gonna look like on the computer.
Well, let's do that now before we all go around and tell all our, stories.
Give
and
everybody
then
story
we have to
copy
redo
out
it
there.
all over again if it's not working.
Yeah, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Let me tell them the story.
Just take
I'm
that.
telling the story.
But you're gonna be
You're
standing
back
over
here
there.
standing up now
You're
because
gonna
you're late.
stand right there.
Okay, that'll work. Is that double? Because I don't trust that
We can
thing.
do the audio right here and then we can just sync it up.
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah,
but
I
Okay.
do it. I have a YouTube channel.
Okay. Well, then
I
you can
edit
help
it.
us
I
edit.
volunteer to do it.
Yay!
volunteers
thank you,
tribute.
Editor.
I volunteered in the beginning.
Awesome.
Okay, Mom, I gotta get through here.
All
I'm
right.
not that skinny.
That's a compliment.
All right.
Do you have the voice?
Everything is. I have everything ready to go. Brandon Island with Daniel, Christina, Tom, Cindy, Donna, Dad, and myself. Just 15 minutes from the kid's mom's house. And Tom and I are at the campsite, and the kids were somewhere. And Christina showed up. I called. She showed. We could not find Daniel, and it was 40 minutes. And I kid you not, my heart was in my throat. Even if I talk about it, I get really upset because we had everyone at this campsite, and everyone, even the camp, what do they call those people that stay there? The host was on his golf cart.
They were getting ready to call the dog.
They were calling the dogs from Sacramento County the cadaver dogs because we thought he was in the water. Okay, we didn't know where he was, but it was typical of this kid to haul his ass off somewhere and not show up. And worst case scenario, Mom, and all I could think was, I cannot not have my kid.
And
I can't.
everybody's going through the park. Daniel,
Daniel, are you Daniel? We said, okay, redhead, black swim trunks, red shirt, or green, who cares? I don't remember what he was wearing. And the camp counselor had actually driven two boys by the water bank.
On a
Seeing
boat.
Daniel.
On a boat. This guy passed me on a boat. Are you Daniel? And I was like, that's some stranger. I'm not going to tell him who I
So, I don't remember exactly how it came that he rode up.
am. I just walked back up to the campground,
and
everybody's freaking out.
Uncle Tom McMicken says to Daniel, boy, you're gonna need a ladder because the hole you have dug is so deep, I don't know when you're getting out. The first thing I did was hug him and I want to slap him upside the head, but I didn't. I said, I'm so angry at you right now. I'm so happy to see you, don't you ever. And that's when we bought walkie-talkies that I made him put on his body so that I would know where the heck the kid is.
That's not the only time that he scared the shit out of us.
Yeah.
Oh, he's done that a lot. That scenario has happened more
No,
times.
I can remember going to the mall and you were with us in the mall and you just took off.
Oh yeah, that happened all
I
the time.
remember that
All the
because-
time.
And it's like, where the hell did Daniel go?
That's
And
why
I'm freaking out, going, I don't know where he is. And I turned my head and I saw this red flash go by. I looked over there. He's in the arcade.
Yeah.
But I saw this red flash go by, and that's how
You guys, look, we'd go on these big family mall trips, and everybody would just go off and just disperse. And there was Daniel, and I'm looking around like I'm the only one watching him. So I would follow him, and he would go. He would go like lightning. He would just zoom. And I just, as long as I could see him, I knew that he was okay. But I followed you everywhere.
Yeah, and then you would hide underneath the clothes.
We found him one time in the middle of those circular clothes racks.
And
And he was
everybody-
giggling, the little shit. That's the only reason I
And
found
so
him.
was
Yes, I said
Ruthie.
little shit.
Look at that grin on his face. Who knows exactly the trouble he caused?
Angelina was so little, so we'd actually find her in the cupboard, you know, where the bowls are, in the cupboard, with it shut. In the cupboard.
Daniel, I can't wait till you have kids so that I can tell them what to do to you. Hey, you don't take me That's called payback.
That's mean.
That's when you love your kids so much you have to restrain out the living heck out of them.
The messed up thing is right now, the younger kids get, the more they have cell phones. It's like, your
And he called us
kids
up
are
and
getting
I
younger and younger with cell phones, man.
And I told Norman, I said, Wayne, we gotta help Wayne. So I got this thing that you put on your back that you can put him on.
Oh yeah, backpack for
The
a kid.
backpack.
And he
Yep.
said that was the best thing that he ever had, and he took pictures of him.
Yep.
And he had these great big sunglasses on you and this little bitty face.
Yep.
That was the original dude with the backpack and the baby kid.
Yeah.
It was Dad with you in his
Yes.
backpack.
That's right.
It wasn't across the front with the little thing
No,
with
we
the
had one
sunglasses.
in Christina on the front.
Right,
The
you had
dental back
Christina in the
Christina
front.
on
And
the
Dad,
front.
yeah,
It's in the
exactly. Now, I remember we were up in New Hampshire seeing Grandma and Grandpa in New Hampshire, and this was way before Daniel and Christina, but I was sledding, and there was this big hill that Grandma and Grandpa lived on. When you sled down, there's a road on the end, on the bottom. And I remember sledding down this hill, and Dad,
You remember
he
that?
sees me, and he realizes there's a car coming, and
Yeah.
Dad just screams down this hill and cuts right in front of me and stops me, and I plow into this thing and dump over the sled, and I look up, and Dad's like, "You scared the crap out of me, boy!" And then right about then, the car drives by.
Yeah.
It was
I
like,
remember that.
oh!
He did.
Yeah,
It
but
was
he
at-
just
it was
won't do
at
it.
Christmas.
Oh yeah, I wanted to go back up and sled down the hill again.
That was at Christmas time when you
Yeah, it
were
was.
here.
And you would make snow, and you would take the snow, and then you would put maple syrup on the snow and make candy for us kids.
That was sugar and
Yep.
sugar and snow.
Yep.
Your grandpa used to
It
do
was
that.
maple syrup, fresh maple syrup on top of the snow, and make candy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was wonderful. But that was the one memory that I have of Dad saving my life. Literally.
But I thought that was Daniel. I don't know why I had it in my mind. It
No,
was
that
was
was me.
But it was you. I
Yep.
remember you got up and the head because we had that.
I'm not even sure if Daniel was born
He
yet.
was
No,
born
this
yet.
was
I
right
was
before.
little. I was about 7 or 8 years old. I was little.
I don't know how I remember that story,
Well,
but I
because
do
you,
remember that story because I would have been dead if it wasn't for you.
well, that road was 450 feet up, and the way it goes like this. And then up here is a big hill. Well, you got up on top of that hill, and when you hit the top of that hill, and I thought you were going to kill yourself because you were airborne. So you before you landed on that driveway, that's when he saw you going down the driveway. But yeah, we had a lot of experiences on that driveway, because I remember your grandpa and we went on that dumb driveway, and I told him, I said, because we had to leave the car at the bottom of the hill, and so I told him, I said, why don't we take the sled and we'll go on with the sled down the bottom of the hill. Well, there was a truck coming, snow truck was coming just like with you. And so he said, we're going to get killed. So he puts his legs out like this to stop us. And then he pulled a groin muscle. And then I had to put him in that sled and take him back up.
No fun.
But we had a lot of experiences with that, But you initiated it.
Oh, so it was all my fault.
Yeah.
I don't mind taking care of it.
I have a good memory. This is
Good.
when me and Christina were really young, and we just first started going up to your house in Placerville. And Dad had moved up there, and my mom was kind of a stickler for being clean, to say the least. So she would never let us run around outside and get all dirty or anything like that. And Cynthia was like, oh, there's some value to letting your kids get all dirty and muddy. So I remember you let us play out in the mud and get just filthy, just head to toe, mud everywhere.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the coolest thing. Like, we'd never got to experience anything like that before.
Well, there were contingencies with this. The minute the kids came to the house, they took off their mom's clothes and we put them somewhere else. We went to Hoffmans and bought, we went to Hoffmans and we bought clothes that were bigger than they were so they could grow into them. And I said, go put those on and now go have fun. Well, the first time he asked me, can we go out and play in mud? It was raining. I said, absolutely. The other contingency is you need to make sure, please, that you stop at the door, strip, I'll hose you down, then you can come in. That way, it wasn't going to be tracked into the house. I already had dogs doing that.
I was
Anyway,
going to say, was this before or after Jazz?
I don't remember.
Was Jazz playing
He
with
was
you
wee.
guys? Or
I don't remember Jazz.
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, that's the way we rolled.
Yeah, that house was so awesome. And it was really cool for me, at least as a young boy, being able to go up into the woods and just, run around in the backyard and look at the bugs and go on those little trails back there.
First
And
pair
now
of
look
leaves.
at
I remember you and me went hiking back out there, and we found that little brook with the
And that's where
tadpoles
Jazz
in
used to
it,
go and roll and
yeah, man,
she smelled
that was
bad.
such a cool property.
Jazz was awesome.
Is it
Jazz,
working?
we just got her, and
Oh,
Cynthia
good.
says, I get up from school, and I get ready to go out to go to school, and Mom's in the kitchen, and she says, Matthew, you'll never guess what your dog did. And I'm like, you're right, I won't guess what happened. And she's like, look by the front door, and I'm looking for dog poop. And I'm looking around the front door, and I didn't see nothing, and I'm like, man, I don't know what you're talking about. And she goes, look at the wall on the floor by the front door. And there's this hole in the wall by the front door. And I can see teeth marks in this chunk of wall. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So I said, Jazz, come here. And she comes over, and I pulled her lips up, and she had drywall up in her gums. And I'm like, what are you doing eating the wall? And Mom's in the kitchen just laughing her butt off. She's like, I don't know what she did or why. Maybe she needed more drywall in her diet.
I remember seeing that. The hole was like at least an inch deep.
This big.
And it wasn't
Yeah.
completely through.
No.
So evidently she likes gypsum for some reason.
I mean, maybe she just needed something in her diet that she didn't have.
Yeah, I think
So I remember when Dad got boots,
Okay.
and I think Cody was with us when he got boots.
Are you kidding? All
Yeah.
of you kids,
So
all four of you.
sat home for like 20 minutes, and Sherry's going, that dog must be broken.
I'm not sure how we picked that dog because
Dog's broken.
we're walking up to the Target or
It was Kmart.
Kmart, wherever we were going, and I guess the dad already knew there was a box of puppies in the front. So it's on the phone, and Cynthia's saying, "Don't look in the box. Whatever you do, don't." So we get up closer to the front entryway, and Cody and Daniel and I were like, "Oh, puppies!" And all of a sudden, Dad is like, "Okay, I'm not part of this anymore."
Well, I wasn't there. I was at home. Your
You
dad
just pointed
took
the
you
missile
kids.
in the right direction and let it
And
go.
Yeah, I've told your dad a billion times, when you go to any kind of store and there's boxes of little quadrupeds, point out the pink elephant in the sky to the children so they look in the opposite direction. You shove their little asses into the place so that they don't even see the little
The
live
box is in front
cuteness.
of the store in the doorway. How are you gonna not-
Absolutely, and if you divert, you have it all going
You're
on.
gonna divert more kids that
Yes.
are, this big.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Well,
You
weren't there.
actually picked the dog up. So we're all looking in the box, and I'm saying, no, let's go with that one. Daniel's saying, let's go with that one. And Cody's saying, no, let's do this one. So Dad's like, okay. Everybody pick out the dog that they want, hold them up, and we'll look at it. So that's what we did. I don't know how the owners let us do that.
It's a bunch of kids.
Line us up. We each. And Daddy's like, okay, you get to say what you think it should be. This dog.
Oh God, you had too much fun with that.
Oh yeah, you did.
So I'm pulling this one. I'm saying I think it's the cutest because it's the runt of the litter. It's the smallest, And then Daniel's over here with this one. Well, it's a little chunky. Let's do this one. And then Cody's over here. No, this one's got the best fur. So we ended up choosing one, and then that's how we ended
But
up.
wait,
Got the
there's a
broken
little
one.
part that
Yeah.
you're skipping. I get a phone call, and this is back in the day where the cell phones were not really prominent. So when your dad calls me with the 4 kids gone, I'm thinking, who's hurt? Oh my God, we have to go to the hospital. I'm flipping out with the phone call. He goes, hi. I said, what's wrong? He said, well, we're at Kmart. I said, did you get Daniel's shoes? Well, I said, Wayne, talk to me. He goes, well, everything's fine, but they're these really cute, and I knew that when he said cute, I'm like, oh
Don't
my
do it.
dear God. I said,
Threaten his
you
life.
let them look in the box. He said, well, yeah. I said, did you not remember the story I told you? He said, no, I did not remember the story. I said, Wayne, no. We have a dog. Her name is Jazz. We don't need another dog. And this was 15 minutes of no. Are you gonna brush it? Sure. Feed it? Sure. That? Yep. Everything. Train it? Sure. It's your dog? Yeah. I finally concede. I don't want another dog. There's not even a fiber of my being that wants another dog.
Jazz was so
So,
well behaved.
so
Oh, really?
the dog is coming. I call Mom.
Yes,
I
she
said, you
did.
know what your son did?
She
He
called
let
me
them look in the box.
I sent her a what box.
I was so ticked off, I can't even explain it.
Now you think Jazz wasn't well behaved, and I want to tell you something about that dog. I trained that dog in German, English, and sign language, and she knew a variety of
But she did
commands.
what the hell she wanted
But,
with the gate
hold
open.
on, hold on.
Every time Kurt came to visit, he let her
Can
have
I?
fun.
Can I? At one point, Cynthia's like, "You messed up." I'm like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "You taught that dog how to creep." And I said, "Yeah, I taught her how to low crawl." And she's like, "That's really cool, except for she doesn't do it on command. She does it when she wants to." And so she would have Jazz sit, stay,
Yeah.
and the
Lay down.
threshold, lay down, sit,
She's
stay,
scared like shit.
and then she would be in the kitchen cooking, and Jazz would just creep up right behind her, and Mom would be cooking, and she'd turn around and step on the dog. She's like, "How did you get over here?" And Jazz was like, "I don't know."
I'm laying down. I'm laying
Get back
down.
over there. So she get her back over in the hallway. She's like, "Lay down, stay." And Jazz was like, "Okay, I'm not going nowhere." And then Mom would go back cooking, and Jazz would
Back in the kids.
So don't tell me she wasn't well behaved. She was trained. She just had her own
But
little.
she did what she wanted when the gate opened.
Not only that, but she did what she wanted when I wasn't around. When
Yeah.
I wasn't around to give her the command, she, okay, all bets are off. And then I disappeared. And, sorry. Sorry.
That was funny though when she calls up and she says, "Do you know what your son did?" And I said, "What?" And she said, "He let the kids look in the box." I said, "What box?"
Oh, that's another thing. Cynthia and Dad, whenever the kids, any of us, did something good, it was like, "Oh, look what our boy did," or "Oh, look what our girl did." But if we did something wrong, it was, "Can you believe what your son did?"
Yeah.
"Can you believe what your daughter did?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I never did that.
No, you didn't. She did.
Yeah.
That's what.
But one of the things I remember a lot is the trips that we had taking Daniel and Christina back and forth between Antioch and Placerville.
Oh yeah.
And we used to listen to music and sing, and they always wanted to go the bump way.
Which was over by by the refinery off of 580?
680.
680.
Going over the Venetian Bridge.
Yes,
And we'd
yes,
see
that was the bump
mothball
way.
fleet.
Right
Yeah,
at the petroleum
yeah.
plant was where it'd be
And every time you go over that road, there's a dip in it, and you lose your stomach, you know.
Yeah.
And they love that. It's like, can we go the bump way?
I remember that. I also remember Sherry and I riding with you from San Jose to Fremont and San Jose to Antioch eventually, and it was always like anyone's guess who was going to be in the front seat.
Yeah.
And we used to turn the radio on, and we would. Dad had a CD or a tape, depending on what tape it was, and he would play 5 seconds of a song and then shut it off and be like, "Who was it? And what CD is it on? Or what tape is it on?" And we would play that game over and over and over again. And so like, I got so good at that. Sherry got so good at that, and
I never remember.
you don't remember that? Now, Dad used to play a song and we'd be calling it out, and I just remember listening to music with you that way. And then now when we got the music going in the truck, I'm like, Audrey, do you know who that is? She's like, I don't pay attention to that crap.
I do remember that you're more patient with the radio than anybody I've ever known, because I switched that thing constantly. It was every time a song came on, I it was switching. And
You
I'm
still
not
do
that way.
that.
I still do it,
You still
but
do
but I don't let anybody else do it in my car. So I don't know. You have patience of a saint, because that was one thing with the radio. It was constantly switching. And,
Okay, I guess we're done.
Anybody else? Last? Anybody? I just.
Angelina, you want to sing?
She's
lots of stories about me.
she's still a larvae. She doesn't remember things yet.
I have a story about Daniel and Christina. I've already shared about you, but my favorite.
thanks.
Well, I have. My favorite story is about Christina. We talked about it last night with the camera. He's like, you could be having the biggest hissy fit known to mankind, and I pull over the camera, and all of a sudden you were all smiles. Those are my favorite things about you. I love that about you. And you, like I was telling Gael, you never had an off switch, and you never had a slow
He
speed.
still doesn't.
It was.
All the way down.
Gael is rolling her eyes. You can't see.
You came out of the womb running. I mean,
Yes.
you were running. But I remember this one time. You
ran
were
like a
still
deer.
a baby. You were still in a stroller, and it was one of our family mall trips, because that's what we did on Saturdays. We all went to the mall. And you were in a stroller, and I was pushing you in the stroller because I don't know, your mom disappeared. And I'm hearing you, and you were the most smiley, happy baby I'd ever seen in my life. Constant, your face was always. I don't think I ever saw him cry except for when he was hurt, like physically hurt somehow. Always laughing, and you made me laugh more than any kid I've ever known to this day. You were just so much fun. You were a fun baby. And
He's still fun.
He's still fun. Yeah, but you were hysterical, and you had this bright red hair and a smile that just lit up your whole face, and you were just so much fun. And so I'm pushing you in the stroller, and I'm making you laugh. We're like making each other laugh, because the more I laughed, the more you laughed. It was just one of those, and I'm hearing this sound behind me, and I couldn't figure it out. And I'm not looking behind me because I'm focused on you in the stroller. And I'm hearing this sound, and I couldn't figure out what it was. So I finally turned around, and there was this lady, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean or rude or anything, but she was pretty hefty. She was really big. And she was busting a gut watching you. Busting a gut. And it was like one of those things where it's just in my head. It was like you had everybody around you laughing because you were just a funny kid.
Daniel never walked anywhere.
No.
Everywhere he went, he ran.
That's right.
And we'd take him over to Bernadette's house, and he was like a
Yeah.
rocket bouncing off the walls, running here, running there, running here. Daniel, walk. Nope. You can walk for about 2 steps, but then
Well, I had to write sentences for running down the hall.
I know. They would always be in the affirmative. I will walk in the hall. And as opposed to I will not, because you never do that. But I have one more memory that's so tender to my heart that I know when I tell it I might actually get a little bit.
Get the napkins. Come on.
No. I'm gonna keep it together. But one of the things that I so treasure so much were evenings after dinner, after you guys had gotten your baths or whatever showers, whatever you took, and gotten ready for bed, that we'd all go into the bedroom and read before you slept. And to me, that was such an amazing memory, and it was such a special quiet time just before you got sleepy that I will always, thank you, I will always treasure that. And my one regret is I never got to do that with you two, because you already cooked and baked and done.
Yeah,
So.
well, other stuff with this.
I know, I
You
know.
get to hear my.
I know, but I'm just saying that to me,
I remember that too.
it was a treasure because those moments of quiet just before sleep, where they were hearing, Charlotte's Web or whatever the books were, because we had a plethora.
Jill Silverstein.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh God,
We
Daniel would
love
always
that.
ask for
Sherry and
that.
I used to read that to each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
And that was so
Okay,
much
thank
fun.
you. Anybody else?
I got one more too, and
It's always
when Christina was young and she would start to get hungry or tired or cranky, they would
It
put
still
her.
goes.
They would put her in the car, and she would get in the car, and we'd go for a ride, right? And we'd
Yeah.
go to the grocery store or whatever, and she'd be asleep. And it'd be time for us to get out and go into the grocery
God.
store.
Oh my God! Nobody wanted to get her
wanted
out
to
of the car.
wake you
It's
up.
your turn. No, it's your turn.
And we would have arguments. It's your turn to wake up Christina. I'm not doing it this time.
I did it last time.
Whenever we would wake you up, you'd just be like,
Oh,
"Wow, why you wake me up?"
just a little devil child.
So
It was just
mean.
horrible.
Like, wow.
She was that way at home in bed, trying to get her up in
Wake
the
her up.
morning.
Your dad and I would
I'm not
constantly go,
getting her up.
okay, who's getting her up? I don't want to get her up.
I'm not waking
So
her up.
sometimes I got a little more clever when she got a tiny bit older, where I just go in and I'd stroke her forehead like this, and I'd say, "Good morning, sunshine," as opposed to, "Hey, baby, it's time to get up." She'd go, "Blah," and she'd, and she'd make that noise, the disapproval noise. She was a crabby little one. Yeah. Said, "I don't want to get up."
Did
Well,
you guys?
I won't forget the one time when Donna, we had gone to this food symposium. It was a food thing in Sacramento. Donna, Aunt Donna and Christina and I, and we went in Donna's Camaro. Christina wanted to go in the Camaro, the red Camaro. So we drove back. We decided we were going to make a roasted duck. We couldn't find duck, so we got chicken. We bought all the herbs for it. Well, we went to Rayleigh's, got to the parking lot, and she was asleep because we went from Sacramento to Placerville. Obviously, that's
Right.
but she didn't want to get out of the car. And I mean, she did. She was arguing with me, and I said, "Okay, you have two choices. Either, because she was hungry, I said, we need to go buy food so we can cook it. You can either get out of the car now, or we can go home and you won't eat. Which one would you like?" Oh, well, she didn't like that option either. So I ended up, and I'd never had to do it before, I got her out of her belt, and I actually had to take her and physically pick her up out of the car. And she didn't kick and scream, she was just crying. And I took her hand and I said, "Let's go, please." And we went. Well, she was pouting and grumping, and she was throwing a little fit of this me. Well, Donna goes, "Let me have her." So I wasn't showing anger. I was just dragging her.
determination.
And I'm winning. I'm winning. So Donna got her. I don't know. We were in the spice aisle. I don't know what Donna said to you.
I remember that.
Do you remember what Donna said to
Yes.
you? Will you please tell me?
Yeah. Donna got about this close to my face. You can see that. This close.
Right up here.
Yeah. I've never had that woman get so close to my face, and she said, "You will behave, because we're not going to put up with this."
Yeah.
And she just scared the hell out of me.
She's an intimidating woman.
Yeah.
Her eyes are so big. I was like,
And she got all cheery after that.
I won't argue anymore.
And she never did. She never gave me any garbage after that.
Did you guys ever hear the story about when Christina made me stop singing to her?
Come on, Sherry.
Okay.
The look on your face. Are you going to be able to share this?
Yeah, I'll tell you a story. It's a good one. You guys will like this one. When you had your full-blown tantrums, they were pretty. Your mom just couldn't handle it. She just she'd hand her, just take the baby, make her stop crying. It was, I don't know what it was. It was a sister thing going on where I was always able to calm me down or whatever it was. It was one day when you would not stop crying, and I did everything. And I used to sing to you. I used to sing "Guardian Angel" by the Judds.
Mm-hmm.
I used to sing to you, and there came a point when you just weren't. You just didn't want to hear me sing anymore. And that day, you were just having a scream fit, and I couldn't. There was nothing, and I would sing. I probably was at it for maybe 20 minutes, 15 minutes. I don't know. And I'm singing, and the crying is getting louder. I'm like, "Christina, what is wrong? You're singing!" I said, "Christina." Let me finish. I said, if I stop singing, will you stop crying? And you, yes! She stopped. She's not a sound.
You remember that?
Yeah, baby.
You were just yeah.
I know I've shared a lot, and I'm sorry for sharing so much. I hope I'm not taking too much. But Daniel and I had a few brotherly love moments, and one in particular, he would not stop following me, and I wanted to go out and ride my bike. And Daniel would not stop. He would follow me anywhere I went through the house. I was trying to shake him so I could go out in the garage. And so finally, like, I go out in the garage, I open the door, I get in the garage, I close the door, and Daniel's pulling it open. And I'm pulling it back, and we're pulling it back and forth, and Dad comes up behind me, and Dad grabs Dad's hands compared to my hands when I was that size, you know. Dad's hand covers my hand, and he's like, pushes me out of the way. And I'm like, okay, so I stand back, and Dad's holding the door, and Daniel's pulling, and Dad lets the door go and goes like this. And Daniel opens the door, looks right at Dad, and goes, ah! turns around, and hauls ass up the stairs. Dad looks at me and he goes, get your bike and get out of here.
Actually, I have another story about that.
I'll never forget that look on your face. It was pure, unadulterated horror. As you looked at Dad and were like, oh God, I am in trouble.
I have another story about Daniel.
Okay, go for it.
Let me know if your hands get tired.
You know, so we used to read this book every Christmas about. We also.
See, you already got her going. This is good.
I can't remember.
It was by Berkeley Breed, and it's a story. Okay, go ahead. It's on Vashon Island.
So we would read that, and we would also watch A Christmas Story every Christmas, and about the Red Ryder BB gun.
That's right.
Daniel,
I know this.
In fact, one of you has the book. I gave it to one of you.
Daniel
Hopefully you
at
have
one point really wanted a BB gun, and so he would ask for it, and finally he got a BB gun.
Oh, I know.
I know where this is going.
Yeah.
So after he gets the gun, he's going out and he's shooting the cans, and I'm getting, the sibling, getting all envious because I want to learn how to shoot cans too. So I go outside, I'm like, Daniel, can I shoot cans with you? And he goes, no, because this is my gun. I'm like, please, will you show me how to shoot the cans? And he's like, okay, fine. So let me show you how to do it. Well, we ran out of cans at that point, and he's showing me how he's describing how, I guess, precise you could get with the gun, and he's telling me that this gun is completely safe, it's fine, and so he asked me to go get a jacket so I can hold it for him so he could show me how it would or wouldn't go through the fabric of the jacket.
Daniel!
So he's like, okay, go get your jacket. So I come out with my raincoat that's probably about like this thick, it's a little puffy. And he's like, okay, go stand over there and hold it.
Oh my God.
I know. Andre, it's like, this is going to be ugly.
So we're in the backyard. We're probably a couple feet away from each other, and I'm out like this holding the jacket. Dan was getting ready to shoot at the jacket. Cynthia comes out the back door and she goes, Daniel, what are you doing?
She wasn't even out the back door. She was in my room looking out the window.
I was, because I was trying to supervise to watch and go, this doesn't look safe to me.
This
It just does not look
William
safe.
Tell
That's
kind of
sketchy at best.
Yeah.
So Cynthia comes out the door. She's like, Daniel, can you come here, please?
As opposed to, what the fuck are you doing? That's what I was thinking. I was such a clown.
So all of a
I
sudden,
need to speak to you.
you just see Daniel's face drop.
I'm in trouble.
And he goes inside, and I'm out there waiting for a couple minutes. I'm like, okay, they're talking just for a few minutes, and I don't hear anything. I'm like, okay, it's been, a little while now. So I go inside. I'm like, where's Daniel? And you're like, he's in his bedroom.
Writing. I will not shoot my sister.
I was just thinking, I was going to get beat up by that.
I'm like, oh no,
I'm
like
gonna get
a
spanky.
wonderful wonderful sister that I am, I'm like, I have to go check on my brother. I go to his room, the door's shut, there's a paper right at the door, the foot of the door, and it says, "Dead meat in here."
I didn't have to give him a consequence. He gave himself one.
I was so scared that was gonna come home and spank the crap out of me.
You knew you were done.
Oh yeah. I knew what I had done, and yeah.
I'll never forget that.
Neither will I. Because I would go in and out of the room to check. Because when your dad said I'm getting a BB gun, my head exploded. And I thought, we do live in the woods, and Daniel can be a responsible little individual sometimes. But when I saw him aiming what I thought might be close to his sister's body, no, can't fly.
Well, let me help you justify what my little child brain was thinking.
Okay, I would like to hear
So I
that.
was shooting the cans, the aluminum cans, right? And the BB would go into the can, and it wouldn't go out the other side. So I'm like, oh, this thing is not that. And then I started trying to find things that it couldn't penetrate. So I'd shoot at wood, it'd go kind of into the wood, and then I started shooting at this little stuffed animal. And every time I shot the stuffed animal, the BB would just bounce off.
Right. That's right. That is why I went out there, because I saw the stuffed animal. I was like, what is he doing?
And then I'm like, Christina, look.
That is right. I went out there and I was like,
It doesn't
"You
shoot
will
through
not
the claw."
shoot." And you wanted my Barbies. You wanted my Barbies.
My sister tells stories of what me and my brother did to her Barbie.
Oh my God.
We melted a few of them.
Yeah, I was not gonna let that happen.
The one that makes me and Mom laugh all the time, I don't know if he told you guys when he fell off the chair.
Yeah,
No,
that's hard to describe though. They won't get that. It's a story from.
Is it one of those you had to be there?
Yeah, it
You had
was.
to be there.
Okay. Last call, anybody?
I have another one about.
Okay.
I just want to share this because we talked about this yesterday. But Matthew, this is a sweet memory.
Oh.
Yeah. Matthew was always like the best big brother for making sure that there were no monsters under the bed. I remember always being terrified of the dark and always being scared that there were monsters under the bed. And I would just come out of the room and Matthew would be like, what's wrong? And I'd be like, there's monsters under here. And he would just come, he would take me up the stairs and ask me what kind of monsters, is it a big monster? Is it like just ask me what kind of monsters it was, and I was
Furry.
like, yeah. So he would tuck me back in bed, and I'd feel all safe. And you would always make sure that the closet was shut. You see, nothing's coming out of there. It's all right. So I had to make sure that was a very special
Thank you.
memory.
Good job, good job, big bro.
When our grandmother passed away, we ended up in San Jose, and this is about you, little one. And Kirk and Sherry came over, and you know the rest of that story. I hope you relay that to Kirk. Why they?
Yeah.
I hope you relay that to
Fine.
him later. But anyways, that night, the night you guys spent the night there, Sherry was like, where do you want to sleep? And you ended up sleeping on the couch, and I ended up sleeping on the floor next to you. And I remember I was holding your hand, and we held hands all night long. And then the morning came, and I was still holding onto your hand. You were still gripping my hand like a death grip, and I was like, "That's my niece." That was a proud uncle moment, And I was like, "I got a niece." And it was one of those moments where I was like really, really happy that you accepted me and that you liked me, and I was like, so as sad as it was that we were there for a different reason, it was still a good moment for me to bond with you a little bit and at least have you know who your Uncle Matthew is. So that was really, really cool, and I was really happy that we was allowed to have that experience.
I forgot the end of the story. There's a little bit left, but I forgot to tell you part. After I asked her if I could stop, if I stopped singing, we stopped crying. The last thing you said to me was, "Stop singing!"
Oh no.
So that was it. That was the. I remember it's like that was the last little bit. So I don't sing to you anymore.
I remember though when you were practicing for a church song, and you had the CD going and you were singing along with it, and this story came up because I was just so just admiring how
Far I've come.
just that you were singing really great songs and just singing with the church, and it was really I don't know, just fun to listen to you practice. And I mentioned that to her. I was just like, I love listening to you practice. And then Sherry just like kind of paused the scene, looked over at me, and was like,
Seriously?
"No, you're not."
Now you're okay with me singing?
I remember you telling me that when that happened.
Because it was seriously, it was from that day after that, I never sang you again because you just had none of it. Do not sing me.
Well, maybe you need to next.
I
At
will,
your wedding, I'll sing to you at your wedding.
I will say this, Clay, you earned a dark mark on my records last Christmas when I came up here with Andrea and Grandma's going, I'm like, oh, here's your Christmas present, Matthew, and we got a gift. I was so happy. It was like, I'm so happy you thought of us. Thank you. And then she's like, oh, I got this over here for Clay, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then Clay gets here, and Grandma brings him out this bottle of scotch, and I'm like, oh, really? So that's how this is, Grandma. And I'm looking at Clay like, you just done buried yourself, brother. And I'm like, it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. I just remember that was funny as all.
There was a reason
we
for
were
that.
looking at each other, and it was like when you came over to the house before the wedding, and I got up in the morning to get some coffee, and Clay's got my coffee cup, and he's like, did I go too far?
It was more look of, you did tell me I could have any cup, and you should have put your name on this one.
No. I clearly said, this Black Rifle cup is my favorite coffee cup the night before. And then the next day, he's got my cup in his hand, and he's like, and he knew it. And he was like, did I go too far? And I'm like, boy. And then I'm like, it's okay, it's just a coffee cup. So I went back in the kitchen, and he's coming back, he's like, no, really, do you want your cup back? I'm like, it's not that serious, man. But it's just funny how you were looking at me, you're like, did I go too far? It's like, you're a good man, Clay.
Oh, thank you.
Well, we still have the running funny with when I was with I was over at Placerville and everybody was there, and I'm always, I'm old-fashioned Sicilian, so I kiss girls' hands, I open the door, I'm a real gentleman. So I was talking to Mary, and if you guys know Mary, she's
a different person.
She's a different person, and I was saying, listen, women are beautiful, delicate flowers, and men are cactuses, and that's still a running joke.
It's only been since 2001 that we used that joke, and it's a riot that it's
so then I was
still
like, Mary,
laugh.
she's like, how's the cactus? I'm like, how's the delicate flower? If you know Mary, she's not really a delicate
Not
flower.
even, there's not even a tiny bit of her that's a delicate anything.
And if you know Mary, the last thing in the world she knows how to do is let shit go. She does not let things go.
Not every
Once she's
time I
got a
hear
hold
about
of
it.
something, once she remembers something that jogs her memory, she will not let it go.
She got
So
that
to
comes
this
by that
day,
naturally.
to this day, anytime we have any kind of communication with each other, she's like, how's my boat? Because there was a sailboat that I had that Dad had got for me, and we headed in the,
Mark
in the
Lees
backyard.
wanted to know if we wanted the boat, and
Yeah.
I said no, and you said yes.
I
And
was
so I said, will you fix it up?
My
and
intention
keep-
was to patch it up. I didn't know how. I was going to learn how, and I never did. So the dang thing sat there in the front yard
Until
for God
they had
knows
to
how.
get rid of it.
Until they had to get rid of it. So Aunt Mary, to this day, she's holding on to this thing, and she's like, "How's that boat?" I'm like, I don't know. How's the lasagna?
Every time she'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot I'm a delicate flower. Every time. I'm a delicate
You will
flower.
never
You
live
will
it down.
never live it down. Just like I'll
You
never
know
live
what?
down the
Thank
boat.
goodness Kirk's got an excellent sense of humor.
We all love Aunt Mary. I mean, I love her to death. She's a great lady, but man, she never let that go.